welcome to another episode of Our Point of View, Up Close and Personal. Today, our first guest is Ms. Kirsten Sprewell. Kirsten, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. Now, Kirsten is a master social worker therapist, and today we're going to talk about mental illness.
Yes.
So let's jump right into it. So what do you think some of the biggest issues are with for you that you see as a therapist?
So the agency I work for, ACE Community Support Services, we service the Medicaid population. So it's a lot of people who are lower socioeconomic status, and we are able to service a lot of the African American and Hispanic communities because of that. And so we often see trauma and anxiety related disorders, also depression, and a lot of the times we see behavioral disorders like ADHD and also ODD, which is oppositional defiant disorder. And that has an issue with basically regulating your emotions and acting out.
Okay, well, let's take a step back. How long have you been in the social work industry?
So I've been in social work almost 4 years now. I've been working as a therapist for 3 years.
And what counties do you represent, do you work with?
Right, so ACE services 18 counties, and we have a team of almost 40 different therapists, licensed professional social workers, and licensed professional counselors. And so we kind of break those counties up depending on our service area or where the therapist might live so that we can have easy access to the clients. In order to increase the accessibility to resources, which is often an issue, we go to the clients' homes because they often have issues with transportation and whatnot. So we go to their homes and service them. We service 18 counties. I service about Gwinnett, Fulton County, and DeKalb County because those are kind of the areas where
this is in Georgia? This is
yes, in Georgia.
Area. Okay. Now, when you travel to these homes, do you go by yourself or do you have a partner with you? Because you're dealing with mental illness.
Yes. So we do go to the homes by ourselves a lot of the times, and then we also work as a team. So ACE Community Resources, where I work, we have a gamut of resources that we are able to serve. So that includes individual family therapy, individual and family skills building, really helping them learn different skills and practical skills to implement, along with the emotional side, and then also psychological and psychiatric services. So sometimes we do go in as a team, and other times if I'm just doing a therapy session, me and my client, I'm going to the home by myself.
Okay, so when do you feel that you have to have someone there with you?
Well, it really depends on the level of services. Another part of services that we offer is IFI, I-F-I, and that stands for Intensive Family Intervention. So that's increased higher care. And so because of that, you'll go in the home with 2 people oftentimes so that the family can get more services, more support, and also increase safety for the clinician.
It seems like safety would be something that's really important.
Yes,
wow.
Definitely.
Okay.
We often tell them, they often tell us not to go into the home after 8 p.m. That's another thing, just making sure that the areas are safe, because a lot of the times our therapists are going into like East Point, College Park, Bankhead, some of the rougher areas in Atlanta.
So you said you deal with 18 different counties. Do you go into the Caucasian areas or?
Yes, so we actually do have a Canton location, and Canton is the northern area, and we're able to service some of the Caucasian areas as well. Me personally, I don't actually have any Caucasian clients. Most of my clients are Black youth that I service right now.
Okay. Now you say they're youth. Do you have to go into the schools anytime? Like say, for instance, the parents won't allow you to come to the home for whatever reason. Do you go to the schools to check on the students?
Yes, that's a big thing, especially in the Black community. There's this closed offness to mental health services or talking about our business. And so sometimes we use the schools as a resource to connect and build as a team to help a child. A lot of our resources or referral sources that send clients to us are people who are coming out of the hospital, people who are on juvenile probation, and those are not, optional a lot of the times. As a part of their probation, they have to get counseling or anger management, and so that's some of the things that we provide for them.
Okay, so now you're saying that a lot of the families, African American families, they don't want to talk about this. You know, they don't want to talk about their child has mental illness issues,
Yes.
mental problems. So, I mean, why is it so important to bring that awareness to the Black community about mental illness?
Right, so it's important because of our cultural background. A lot of the times, like the things like the Atlantic slave trade and Tuskegee syphilis study and things that we have experienced as a Black culture or African Americans, create this closed offness to mental health services. Also, systematic racism. There has been historically a lack of resources and access to these services. So what I do with my platform, Spreeisms, is I talk about mental health from everything from self-care to anxiety to depression. And I post these videos on YouTube and Instagram to kind of get people to understand that, hey, we experienced a lot of trauma. We as Black people experienced a lot of different things, and these are resources that we can use to improve our mental health and our overall spiritual health, overall quality of life.
I want to touch a little bit about the mass shootings. Mass shootings. When you see the mass shootings in the schools and the churches and everything, normally it's a Caucasian person.
That is true.
Okay, but when you see the smaller shootings, I mean, shooting is bad either way. Like if you have like there was one shooting, a man, he shot his pregnant girlfriend and her older son. Now that was African American. So why is it? What is the difference? Why is there a difference?
So from my observation, I see a lot of the mass shootings, yes, with the Caucasians, and it's because of some of I believe it's mental health issues. Yes, I also believe it's an issue with gun control, which we've been talking about, and it's a big thing. I feel that it is because of the mental health state of our community, our society. That's where we first need to start as well, but also with gun control, and it's an issue with the laws and access to guns. On the African American side, we see a lot of domestic disputes and personal issues that often cause rage, and we often lash out on the people closest to us. Domestic violence, sexual assault, things of that nature, alcoholism, these are things that happen within our home. And, you know, often see African Americans going out killing a whole church or killing a whole concert in Vegas, that type of thing. These are things that are basically things that, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So these are things that we often see basically Caucasians do a lot of the times, and it is a mental health issue. I think a lot of people say it's not, but it still is about mental health. It's also the gun control issue.
Right. Okay. So do you have like a social media, any information that you would like to give out if you want someone to be able to get in touch with you, or do you have like projects that you're working on?
Yeah, so different projects that I do on my platform, Spreeisms, Spreeisms, and they can follow me on Instagram and on YouTube. And that's where I post my videos, post education, and also I do speaking engagements. I do workshops. My last workshop was in March. It was a self-care workshop for working women. And I'll be offering a few more before the end of 2019 as well.
Great. Well, thank you so very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. That's really interesting. And be safe out there.
Thank you. I know
Yeah.
It's tough work.
It is, but someone has to do it. We appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
But we'll be right back more with our point of view up close and personal.
Crest presents
From the United States, Lori Hernandez.
I got this. I got this. I got this.
Start your day right with Crest and get ready to face anything with a smile.
I got this.
Try Crest. It works.
And welcome back to our point of view up close and personal. Our next guest is Miss Shamiar Spann.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you,
She
thank
is the
you.
founder and CEO of Dance Talk Network.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm Shamiar. I'm actually a native of Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
I've been in Atlanta maybe a little bit more than 7 years. Dancing and art is part of my life. I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. Came out of Jackson State. started a actual dance studio here for the last 6 years with Images of Sophistication. I have a daughter that graduated 2 years ago, and it was more or less just wanting to get away from the parents' side of that studio world. But I still wanted to do something with dance, needed to still do something in that field. I just love it so much. And I got an opportunity to actually do a talk show, which started out before the network, which was Dance Talk Dialogue. Okay. And with that, everything just grew. And so now my goal is to give other dancers and just the entertainment world itself, anything of the arts, a platform to actually do programming. That's awesome. And so that birthed Dance Talk Network.
There you go. Okay, and you have what we call Night Under the Stars.
Yes,
and you have two of your dancers here.
I absolutely
Introduce
do.
your dancers to us.
All right, so right here to me, I have Miss Casey Mills.
Miss Mills?
She'll tell you a little bit about herself.
I'm an author. I have over 100 books published. 90 of those have hit #1. So
Really?
the majority of my life is spent behind my laptop.
Okay, and you're going to be dancing?
She is pushing me out of my comfort zone. So that's why I'm doing it. I need to get out of that comfort zone
awesome.
and do something different. So I'm going to do some Night Under the Stars.
And this is the first time you've ever danced?
Very first time.
Oh,
I am not a dancer. I'm a creative,
You're a good
but
friend.
with my mind.
So we're going to let her create on the floor.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm really excited about this dancer just because she's never hit the floor before.
Absolutely.
So that's different than my next guest, Miss Trinetta Love. She's actually a HBCU graduate and she's, a majorette. So she's used to this thing. Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm going to let her introduce herself.
So I am Trinetta Love, singer, songwriter, actress, and executive producer at T-Stars Entertainment. But I danced in junior high. I started on dance teams, and I went on to dance at Bethune-Cookman University, 14 karat gold dancers, then at Morris Brown College for the Bubble and Brown Sugar dancers. So I am excited because I'm going to bring it to the Lord. Yeah! Oh, yeah, going to bring all the HBCU energy. So, yeah.
Are you in a sorority?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
She has that energy. We had our own stuff going on.
Yes.
We had our own stuff. So I'm very, very, very excited. And I appreciate Shamiar for having this.
That's cool. Absolutely. So tell us about Dancing with the Stars, Dancing Under the Stars.
A Night Under the Stars. It was born, just out of me wanting to give back to my community.
Right.
So each year I put together a competition that's not your ordinary competition, and it favors a Dancing Under the Stars. So we do celebrities and influencers that will come together as one and give back to a different foundation each year. This year we're doing Literacy for Youth. So I'm really, really excited about that because we need to put more literacy into our youth today. We focus on a lot of things, but education for some reason is not one of them. And I feel like you should be well-rounded in all areas. Right. But choosing my dancers, that's something totally different. So I have to really, really think above and beyond when I get ready to choose my dancers. I want to make sure that that their platforms actually is respectable for what I'm doing.
Right.
And so even choosing with these young ladies that I have, everyone has something going for themselves that speaks on life. They're giving back in their own way as well. Okay. So with that being said, I send out invitations, normally between 15 to 20 invitations. Some are going to tell we're looking for 12 dancers that will give up their time and come out for a Night Under the Stars. They'll come out and they'll give back.
You have your 12 dancers. Are they going to be dancing by themselves, or do they have partners?
Not. They have partners.
They have professional partners.
They have professional partners.
Wow, okay.
Now, there's a twist. Uh-oh. The twist this year, I have Miss Casey that has never hit the floor.
Right.
We're going to partner her with her husband.
Oh, really? So he's a dancer?
No.
She's setting you up for failure.
No, she is setting me up for success because I am competitive.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to beat him up?
So
Okay.
I don't like to do anything I'm not good at. So when she brought it to me, that was my first thought. I was like, I don't dance. I write. So she's actually pushing me into a competitive nature because he and I are both competitive. So we're going to bring it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Okay.
So I'm loving that.
So you're partnering everybody up. They don't know who they're going to be with.
No. So what'll happen is we have a meet and greet scheduled for 2 days from now. And they do not even know who their opponents are. Not only do they not know who their choreographers are, they don't know the opponents. So at the meet and greet, everyone will meet everyone.
Okay.
We'll release the names, and you'll know not only who you're dancing with, but who you're dancing against. So we're excited. I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. So when is the date? When is it going to happen?
So the date happens July 28th at the Plaza Theater from 7 I think to 10:30 p.m.
Okay.
So we'll Eventbrite will host the tickets.
Okay.
Tickets will go on sale as of June 1st, $35 general admission, $55 VIP. It is a black tie event, and it's also the launch of the network. So that's what makes this super exciting for us. So this year brings in everything. Not only do these great dancers get to come out, yes, and we're going to dance the night away for the foundation, but we're actually going to launch and be very grateful and thankful for the programming. So I will have over 100 shows on my network that will actually launch that day, and everyone will be able to go online nationwide and actually view what Dance Talk has to offer. So we're
That's
super
awesome.
excited about
That's
that.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Now I want to ask you about their rehearsal. When do they rehearse? Is it up to them to
That is
to rehearse?
absolutely on them. Shamyard does not want to have anything to do with that because Shamyard has to see who's going to do their thing. So, all of my dancers are entrepreneurs. They all have things, lives, very, very busy lives.
Yeah.
So that's the difficulty with scheduling these things because they're always scheduling conflicts.
Right.
I could imagine with Casey having to sit behind her computer and actually stop. So she's going to have to stop 3-4 times a day, 3-4 times a week and actually practice. Now, Miss Trinetta, she has a show herself, and our lives sort of similar in a sort of way. So I have no clue when they're going to stop and do it. But because of how competitive this dance is, I figure they will.
Well, Casey, it should be easy for you because you're dancing with your husband.
I am.
So you can dance all night in the house and, whenever, dance all the time.
Yes, but they have to have the
We
choreographer,
need
so that's what's
guidance,
going to happen. Yes, that's what's going to happen. But the one good thing about it is once the choreographer actually instills the routine, then you'll be able to keep it going. But until then, it's a lot that comes into it. A lot of people think you can go out there and, hey, we'll go out here and we'll do electric slide, and everybody knows how to do that, but we're talking about dance. So what's going to happen? Yes,
Absolutely.
she's going to be dancing in front of millions of viewers. Again, we launched that day, and so the show will actually be live.
Now, mind you, she didn't tell me that.
No backing out. No
I
backing
just
out.
found that part out. So she mentions it, then she kind of
Yes.
side-eyed me like, oh, did I not tell you that?
Yes. So for all the viewers out there, if you actually cannot come out, you will actually be able to stream it at www.dancetalknetwork.tv. So you will be able to stream it live that night.
Wow.
And I'm super excited about that.
awesome.
So yes, we're gonna have this thing going.
We gotta
honey.
really rehearse.
Right.
She putting pressure on.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
And so
like,
we'll
"How committed are
we'll
you?"
have additional performances as well. I have several performances that we're going to actually put out there. I have a majorette team that will come out and perform. Someone will come out and do a ballet. I have a jazz routine. I actually even have a new artist that's going to actually do some things for us. Okay. So I'm super excited about this year. Yeah, with it being the lunch, I had to spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. Absolutely. And I think I have a great group.
Yeah.
This year we have more women than we do men.
Okay.
So women are taking over. We take over in everything anyway.
Oh,
So new CEO,
Yeah.
network owner,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
So yes,
That's right.
so I think this year I want to say we have 8 women and 4 men.
Okay.
So that's a bit different for us. Last year was more men than women, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yes, so I'm super excited I'm really, really looking forward to see what happens here.
Yeah.
And there only can be one winner, and I want to choose everyone, but there can only be one winner. So of course I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not
Everybody's a winner.
judging.
Everybody's a winner.
Absolutely.
Only
one
Absolutely. But you know what? Somebody have to take the trophy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so very much for being here and telling us about your Dance Talk Network. We're looking forward to, and you're going to put all your information on your social media.
I absolutely
You wanna
will.
give that out for us?
Yes, so social media is at Dance Talk Network everything. Facebook, Instagram, and you can catch me on Twitter at Let's Dance Talk. I'm also Shamiar Span as well. So anybody want to find out any information on the programming, content creators, we're always looking for content for the network. You can catch us at info@dancetalknetwork.tv. Also, you can check out my website, my business website at www.dancetalk.dance. So we're looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much
very
for having us.
And
Thank you. Thank
good
you.
luck to you guys. I
Thank
mean, you're going to be
you.
competing against each other, so good luck to you guys. Make sure you practice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back more with Our Point of View, up close and personal. Miss Shamiar Span.
Thank
Yay.
you.
You know, ABFF represents the very core of what has always sustained us as a people, community.
This is such a crucial space where we can see ourselves
and feel represented.
A film festival that said, you are enough.
This is where I started, where Ryan Coogler started.
The first major festival to have my work online.
Thank you for celebrating our art.
I feel the love.
And welcome back to Our Point of View, up close and personal. Our next guest is Miss Shonda Orlicia. Yes, Miss Shonda Orlicia. And welcome to Our Point of View, up close and personal.
Thank you so much for having me. It is so amazing and wonderful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So, you know what? Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh my God, what is there to tell? So I'm a mom of 4. I'm owner operator of a radio station called Inspiration 98.7.
Okay.
I have my travel business, which is called Inspiration Events and Travel. And my new journey in life is the nonprofit organization that I just started called Hearts of Inspiration Transitional Living. Okay. So it's not a lot that I do not do. As I was saying earlier, I'm a co-author of a book called Real Divas Win, that it tells the story of faith, victory, and sacrifice of what we all been through, and different scenarios of these amazing women tell different aspects of their lives and things like that.
Wow.
So that's pretty much a little bit about me.
Now, with the book, did all of you have to get together, all 17 of you have to get together at one point?
That's the amazing thing about this book. So what happened was, my friend, she put up a post and she was like, hey, who wants to co-author with me? And then I was like, okay, what are you looking for? She was like, you just tell something about you. I'm like, okay, y'all know I ain't never wrote anything. You know, I got Ebonics with it. I never wrote anything. I never wrote anything. So I'm not good at write. I can write, but it's like I ramble a lot. So she was just like, just talk about you. So I just told a little bit my story on how I came through life, losing my parents, dealing with that situation, how I dealt with it, the sexual abuse that I dealt with coming up, dealing with my 4 children, with all of that, and not breaking down because my mom was my rock. So pretty much not breaking down through the whole thing. It was a humbling experience for me because it put me in a situation to where I ended up homeless. So it's just, that book, it's just touching, it's telling my story. So in the making soon, I will put my entire story out there. This book is just a little tidbit of what I've been through in life.
Right. Mm-hmm. Wow. So with the story, with you putting that information out, it caused you to relive everything.
Yeah.
It caused you to relive it.
Yeah, that there was kind of hard because in the process, I owe that process to my friend and my children. Because a lot of that story that I put out, my children didn't know. So I had to sit down and be like, Mom's coming out with a book. And that book, it gets real kind of descriptive of what I went through when you guys was coming up and before y'all came in the picture. So they was like, okay, Mom, it's understandable. And it's like when they seen the book, they were like, okay, Ma, I can't believe that you went through this.
So how old were your children when you did when you talked to them about the book?
They were grown. I just did the book.
So you never talked to your children about your upbringing, about anything that was going on in your life?
I never told them anything about.
They never asked?
They never
So
asked
they really
because
didn't know you.
they didn't know. They knew mom as mom always took care of us.
Right.
Mom always provided. Mom made sure we were good.
Right.
That's how they seen me. Mom was mom. She was hero, shero. Because it was just us for a long time. It was just the 5 of us. So they was like, Mom, she's shero. So they've never seen anything. So when they seen the book and they found out that certain people molested me, certain people took advantage of me.
Did they know these people?
They didn't know.
They never knew. Okay,
They never knew. Mm-mm. And then they knew how my uncle, when he got drunk, how my uncle jumped on me. So those are things that in the book that I kind of put out there. And when they read it, they were like, Mom, you did all of this and we can't even tell. I mean, a lot of people couldn't tell what I went through. So it was like, no, you didn't go through that. Yeah, I did. And I covered a lot of it up. And a lot of it took place while I was young and then like soon after my mom passed away. So that's when a lot of it took place.
So that book was part of your inspiration for your radio station?
Where the radio took off from, I was working with a friend from New York that had his radio station, and I ended up having my own morning inspiration show. And I talked to mental health people. I talked to people that had their stories about domestic violence. It's pretty much was faith-based. So my thing is you walk by faith and not by sight. That's pretty much what my motto was for that. But when he left and went back to New York, they were like, hey, what happened to your show? Why you don't have a show? So I was like, well, I don't have it anymore because, the person went back to New York. So my husband was like, okay, so you see a lot of people talking about your show. Why don't you go ahead and start your own network? So I was like, my own network. So I'm like, right. He was like, just go ahead and start your own network. I was like, no, I don't think I want to start my own network. But then when I actually sat down about it, God downloads stuff to you while you sleep. Right. So pretty much what I did was I prayed about it and I talked to God about it, hence from Inspiration 98.7.
Wow.
So
were you doing it out of your home?
Yes.
Or did you have your own? Okay.
I was doing it out of my home. So it's internet-based radio, and I've interviewed some great people on my show. Miss Tyrone Dubois, Unsung. I've interviewed him. I interviewed Miss K Monique. She's an author. I've interviewed quite a few people on my show, and it's still open for people if they want to have their own platform, because it's pretty much the station is based on uplifting, empower, and motivating people to speak and get their point of view across. If they can't get it one way, they can come on the station and get their point of view. Yeah, different platform for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And it's been amazing. Yeah. It's been amazing so far.
That's great. Now, you were talking a little bit about you have a nonprofit organization that you're working on that's coming into fruition. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Hearts of Inspiration Transitional Living is really close, near and dear to my heart, because I can relate, because a while ago, me and my children, we were homeless when they were younger. And I've seen how some of those homes treat people. And a lot of people don't understand when you're homeless, that really works on your mental.
Oh, yeah.
So
even when you're getting to that process, you know it's coming.
Yes. Getting to that process, how we ended up homeless, it was soon after my mom had passed away and we lost the building. And going through that situation and seeing how, they help people get to the next level and then they don't check on them no more. That's not what we're about. Right. Hearts of Inspiration is dedicated to the people. We're focused on families. We're focused on mothers and children. We're going to be focused on vets. Those people that have actually lost their way. The people that actually need help. It's going to be like when you first come in, there's going to be an intake. So you can tell us exactly what you need. If you need job training, it's going to be job training on there. If you need to get education, there's going to be education on site. Wow. Excuse me. There's going to be child care on site. So it's pretty much there to help the people. And we're not just going to, once we help you maintain budget, so you'll be able to make that transitioning to get back on your feet. We're not just going to leave you. We're going to still be there in the end to check on you. Yeah. You're good, come out, It's going to be a food pantry there just in case you guys fall and you need something. You always will be able to come back to get some type of support and help.
And then have them come back to volunteer.
Yeah, come back to volunteer,
and tell
help,
their
and tell.
story.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that's what Hearts of Inspiration. We're there to actually help the people and be there for the people, and for those that are in the program. If they need childcare, they still will be able to have the childcare once they leave. So the childcare will be open for them to come back if they have to work 9 to 5, 10 to 7, however their schedule is. But it don't be 24 hours. But it'll be there like for the time, regular time, for they to come and still have their child be at childcare, because childcare is really hard to find these days,
And
especially
it's expensive, especially if you're working overnight.
Yes,
Because there's not too
especially.
many childcare locations where they actually watch your child from 11 at night till 7 in the morning.
Yeah. And see, I'm willing to be flexible, because I know some jobs, because my husband works early, I'm willing to open up at like 4 to like maybe the latest we probably be open is like 4 to 10. So that's the earliest and the latest that I'm willing to be open, because I do know those hours. I used to do those hours. I was an overnight, working overnight. So I'm familiar with all of that. So that's pretty much what we're going to be. We're actually there to help the people make sure they maintain and stay on point and focus on their goals and their dreams.
Okay, now your children are grown?
Yes.
Are they helping you with your nonprofit organization?
Yes, they are. My two girls, they want to actually teach like dance, like the people have children because they're dancing. My daughter, when she was in NIU back in Illinois, she was a part of Envy Dance Group, so she wants to dance. They also are in a play that's coming out. So they want to teach acting and things like that. So they will be there to do different programs with the children and things like that. My son and them, they pretty much want to be security or transportation or something like that, because we will have transportation just in case you have different appointments to get to work. We're actually there to help the people get to that point so where they can maintain, stay focused, and be on time for work and things like that.
Okay, that is important. So where's your organization going to be?
My organization, I'm looking forward to still be on the east side, because
And we're in Georgia?
Yes, here in Georgia. Yes, east side here in Georgia, because looking and researching, there's a lot of shelters in Atlanta, or there's a lot of them like right on the outskirts in Atlanta. There's not so many that I've seen so far, like in Lithonia where I live, or going like towards Decatur. There's not that many. So I want to make sure that it's somewhere where those that are homeless out here on the east side, they'll have somewhere to come as well.
Okay. Now, when you're talking about homeless, you have different type of homeless people. I know homeless is homeless, but you have like women who've gone through domestic violence. They're homeless. Are they going to be a part of it as well, or is it just families who've lost their homes?
No, it'll be homeless. To me, homeless is homeless.
Right.
So regardless if you're like the way the facility will be set up, there's going to be women for domestic violence, because that part will be like blocked off
Yeah, it has
and
to be
cut
private,
off.
right?
Yeah, it's going to be
For safety
private.
reasons,
So
right.
yeah, so you can imagine I'm looking into, it's a hotel that we're working on.
Oh, wow.
So we're looking to get a hotel so we could block that part of the hotel off once the facility is up. We're looking to block that part off just specific for that, because your identity will be a secret, especially if it's a domestic violence situation. We're here to help you, protect you, and keep you safe. We're not going to just, okay, here you have this, that. No. If it's a situation like that, you're going to be safe with us. 24-hour security. No one will know who you are now. Only person will know where you are if someone gave your information, or you gave that person your information to where you are, or someone that you trusted. That's the only way they'll know where you are.
Okay.
Because you will come in up under a different name, especially in a situation like that.
Right, right. Okay. You have a lot going on. Do you have your social media information you would like to give
Yes.
out?
You can find me on Shondor Alicia on Facebook, Inspiration Radio, 98.7 on Instagram, or you can reach my publicist at Diamond Enterprises, Diamond ENT PR Enterprises for my publicist.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the 3 amazing women that we brought to you today. Just remember, everything you heard and everything we said was our point of view. We'll see you next time.